What's up, everybody? It is Chastin J. Miles, the real estate entrepreneur, and I am here with another video. Actually wanted to talk about $1,000,000 listing versus actual real estate. And so that's why we're here today. If you're a real estate agent or you've been inspired to get into the real estate career from something, you've most likely seen one of these shows. They have $1,000,000 Listing New York, $1,000,000 Listing LA, San Francisco. You've probably seen one of these shows. They come on Bravo, and yeah, they are very entertaining to watch. That's why I feel a lot of people actually get into real estate. If you haven't seen $1,000,000 Listing, $1,000,000 Listing is a show that comes on Bravo, and it follows a few luxury real estate agents through their day-to-day and selling properties, and there's all kinds of stuff in this show. And again, it's a very entertaining show to watch. As a matter of fact, right now, click the like button if you have seen $1,000,000 Listing, or if $1,000,000 Listing has inspired you to get into the real estate career, because I'm just curious on who all I'm talking to. So I do remember when $1,000,000 Listing first aired, and yeah, it was a very inspiring show to me. I watched it faithfully for a while. I still catch episodes here and there today. I've had the opportunity of meeting a lot of the cast and even working on some projects with a few people over my years in real estate. And you know, you kind of network in this industry, especially when you start to move up the ranks and become big players in your city. You get the opportunity to network with other agents in other areas. But what I want to talk about is how $1,000,000 Listing actually compares to the everyday life of a real estate agent. And this is going to be good for those of you who are considering real estate, and you are considering real estate because of this show. I'm going to kind of break down just kind of the realities of how it really is as it compares to this TV show. If you are new to my channel, my name is Chastin J. Miles, and I am a real estate agent out of Dallas, Texas. I have been in the real estate industry for, gosh, so long now, and I consistently sell millions over millions of dollars worth of real estate every single year. I'm not going anywhere. And what I like to do on my YouTube channel is kind of give back to my real estate community and to future real estate agents who are thinking about getting into the career. So I share advice, I give you tools, resources, all that kind of stuff I give here on my YouTube channel. So if that's something that you're interested in, go ahead and click the subscribe button, because I release content like this all the time and I want you to be notified. So click the subscribe button, click the bell icon, so that way you get to stay updated. But let's go ahead and hop into this topic of $1,000,000 Listing versus actual real estate. First, I want to talk about what you actually see on the show. So on the show, they typically show a meeting with clients, they show meetings among these brokers, they show signing listing agreements, getting listings, marketing them, and then selling them. Typical real estate life. I mean, we do that every day. Well, I do that just about every day here. So meeting with clients, getting new listings, selling listings. I do deal with situations, all that kind of stuff. It's what you'd expect of any real estate agent. So one thing that you see on the show is there's a lot of interaction with the same real estate agents. Of course, this is because it's a TV show and they are the main cast. But when you take the typical city, especially like a city like Dallas or New York or LA, there are thousands and thousands of real estate agents. The probability that you're going to always be doing the same deals with the same people is pretty low. I mean, it does happen. I've done multiple deals with agents, but it's not going to be like every single deal. I'm not going to always have a client for one of my friends' listings or one of my colleagues' listings. And so they show a lot of mingling between the cast and the properties and listings that they bring up. It just seems like there's always one of the other cast members who has a buyer for one of the other cast members' listings, and so they're always showing it and getting into some type of conflict, when in actuality you probably are not going to run into the same agent as much as they do. Another thing that you tend to see is these massive open houses and these huge parties. Open houses are a big thing, and they are part of the business, and they're something that we do as listing agents to get a property sold. But the magnitude that they do those open houses on over and over and over again typically doesn't happen for the average property. Now, when you're dealing in those luxury markets, yeah, you're gonna do things like that. Most of the times it's just like a wine and cheese thing, but here in Dallas we don't really even see those types of open house events. I mean, it's possible you can really spend some money and do something like that, but that doesn't happen every day. Most times open houses, you're putting signs out, neighbors are coming in, people from just different advertisements are coming in, but they're not these huge big blowout parties all the time. And to be honest with you, sometimes you can have an open house and only 2 people show up, or maybe nobody shows up. And just think about all of the properties everywhere. I mean, they're most of the times just going to attract people who are in that area. And so people coming from all over the place and really feeling this open house, think about it. They're doing it because of the cast, because they have the opportunity to be on TV. All of those types of things definitely attract agents to those open houses that you see on those shows. Another thing that you tend to see on those shows are those luxury properties selling so quickly. At that price point, properties typically don't move that quick. They can, I'm not going to say that they can and they don't, but for the most part, every luxury property, especially, I mean, even thinking 700,000 and up, they're not selling every single day. You know, there are price points though where I can put something on the market today and have 50 offers by the end of the day, just because it's at a price point that a lot of people can afford. But when you're dealing in these luxury price points, that range of people, it gets smaller and smaller and smaller, because there's not as many people that can afford $1 million property as compared to a $200,000-$300,000 property. And so these homes take a long time to sell. I've even seen some luxury properties take 15-20 years to sell, which is insane, but it happens. Now granted, LA and New York are different markets, but when you're dealing with that price point, your pool of buyers is not as big to literally put something on the market and it sells that day, unless it's like a property that people are lining up to get into a certain building or a community or something like that. One other thing that you'll notice, and this is specifically for this cast, you're gonna see that every single deal that they do is a luxury deal, which in typical real estate, in normal average real estate, that doesn't happen. Yeah, you get luxury properties, you work to get luxury properties, but when you start to build a name for yourself and you become known, you're gonna get calls for all different types of properties. They're only gonna show you the big extravagant properties on those TV shows. And so it can kind of seem like all they do is luxury properties, which in the end that can be true, but most times it's probably not. They probably have a big pool of buyers. They get calls from all different price points, but on the TV shows, they're only going to show you the most entertaining, extravagant properties with clients that actually don't mind being on TV. Something else that I want to point out is, and I love the way that they do this, whenever one sells a property or takes a listing, they put the potential commission or commission earned at the bottom of the screen. Well, instinctively you would think that that agent is pocketing all of that money, but I'm here to tell you, most times it's going to be a fraction of that. Especially when you are marketing a big luxury property like they show on those shows, you have to pack a lot of money into the marketing for that property. Just take, for instance, $100,000 commission. We haven't even taken into account the brokerage split, the taxes, all that kind of stuff. Marketing that type of property alone, magazine articles, videos, parties, commercials, all those things that you're doing, they add up. You're paying people left and right for exposure. You're paying people to do different things, take photos, virtual tours, staging, and these things are thousands of dollars. We're not talking just $200-300 here. The bigger the property, the higher the price point. You are paying thousands of dollars for even necessities like a photographer. And so that's something to keep in mind. You're not pocketing all of that money that you see as the commission. And that brings me to my next point. The cast, you know, there are certain cast members, but I'm here to tell you they're not the only ones running the show. When you are operating that type of real estate business at that capacity with all those listings at those price points and those different clients, it takes a team to do all of that. There is a whole team behind the scenes, and I love when they show just the different office scenes and the office meetings, because it really takes a team of people to make this business happen. It takes assistants, it takes showing agents, it takes listing coordinators, transaction coordinators. All these different positions are going on behind the scenes. Yeah, we see the main listing agent or the main buyer's agent taking care of the clients and meeting with the clients, but putting on these open houses, even taking the transaction from contract to close. There are so many other parties and people involved, and that's something to take note too. When you have all these different people involved, there's salaries, there's commissions, there's invoices that you have to take care of for all these different people, and all of that stuff comes out of the business. It comes out of the commission. So that even lowers your take-home pay when you sell one of these luxury properties. So I hope that this video has kind of shed some light on what you see versus what kind of actually takes place. I am not discrediting the brokers on those shows and the amount of work that they put in, because I know personally that they work hard and that they take their businesses seriously. It's entertaining to watch. It's TV. I live in this world day to day, and you know, when you get into the business, you're gonna notice the difference in what you see on TV versus what you actually do as an agent. And so if you thought this video was enlightening and informative, please give me a thumbs up. I'd love to keep this conversation going, so leave a comment down below. And if you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and click the subscribe button, because again, I release videos like this all the time, and I would love to have you a part of my real estate community here. So until next time, I'm Chastin J. Miles, and I will talk to you soon.